Nicole from Kvell, and I am here with Judy. Could you tell us a little bit about your health and fitness before you joined?
Well, I have to tell you that I am old enough that I am pre-Title 19. And so when I was growing up, grade on a city recreation team. And at that time, they told us you could only run half court. You could only dribble 3 times because it would be too strenuous for you to run the full court.
Really?
Yeah, so I kind of grew up with really low expectations. And it wasn't until I was in my 60s that I really started doing things.
Okay.
And really, when I discovered that I could do things, and I have done things in my old age that I never dreamed possible when I was younger.
Yeah.
And certainly staying fit has been one of the things that has helped me to be able to do that.
Well, I'm glad you found it. I'm glad you found fitness with a half-court basketball. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What have you tried with fitness?
Well, I've, dabbled in little things here and there, doing the Nordic track at home, and I have done some gyms, but I find lifting weights very boring, and it's hard to make myself go consistently.
I gotcha.
So when I started coming to Kvell, it's really worked for me. I've been coming here for, I know, at least 8 years. Yeah. So it's been a really good match for me. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, I'm glad you found us.
I am too. I am too.
What were you apprehensive about when joining Kvell?
Well, well, first of all, whether I could do it was part of it, because I was in my 60s when I started coming here. And then when you get here and there's like all this activity going on, and it's a little confusing the first time or two to kind of figure it all out. But once you figure it out, it's great.
Yes. We always tell people, like, try it out for at least 2 to 3 times, because it is different. It's different than a lot of gyms.
Yes,
for
it
sure.
is.
A lot of other things.
It is.
You get the hang of things, and then you get into the routine.
Yes.
And 8 years down the road, I'm sure you're so confident.
Yeah. And just to learn, the different movements, and anyway, so it takes you a while sometimes to learn those movements.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. What's different than what you've tried before? How is Kvell different?
Well, one of the things I like about Kvell is that they demonstrate everything at 3 different levels. So when I first came here, I was always on level 1. Everything was level 1. And now I can do most everything at level 2.
There we go.
I still occasionally have to go back to 1. But I'm also kind of inspired by those who do level 3. And I just like it because you can do what fits you, but you're also always looking at what, maybe I could do that.
Exactly.
And so sometimes if it's like 3 sets, I might be doing a level 2, and then I might try for the middle set to do a little harder one.
There we go.
Or more weight and then down. So I really like that, and it's quite inspiring to see the other people that are quite strong. And so,
definitely. There's a huge array of people. You might be next to someone that's doing level 1 movements just like you, and you might be next to someone that's doing the level 3, and it's just like, how is that possible?
Yeah, it is. And that's kind of what I like, is that they're very good at modifying things. So if you have a shoulder issue or something, and you can't do that particular one, they'll tell you how to modify it. And one of the things that they've done for me that's been real helpful is they've given me some extra advice. I've got advice. I was struggling at one point with not being able to recover well enough.
Okay.
I got some advice on that. And the other thing, they gave me some advice on how to improve my posture.
Okay. Oh man, now I'm like,
and also and a balance, So as you get older, balance is real important. And so they've given me a couple exercises, and I always do them right here before I leave, because once I leave, then my day's real busy. And that's another reason I like it, is because I have a pretty busy schedule, and this doesn't take up a tremendous amount of time.
Definitely.
I really like it that way. So it's kind of in and out.
Yes. And, 45 minutes.
Yes.
That's all it takes.
Yes. And of course, the other thing I really like, again, being a little more mature,
I love it.
you're aware that you can cause your body some harm. And one of the things that I like is that you have somebody watching you while you do the exercises and making sure that you're doing correct form.
Yes.
And that was really, really important to me. I like that.
Yeah, that's super important. Don't want you to get injured.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
What about the program has helped you?
Well, it's made me stronger. And when I first came here, I was wanting to strengthen my legs for cycling. I had gotten into long distance cycling and I wanted to strengthen my legs. The fact is I had been riding and I had the fitness level, but not the strength. And so I ended up being a physical therapist.
Oh, no.
And, because I had irritated my IT bands. And one of the things that therapists had me do was the foam rolling. So when I came here, and this was, like, I don't know, 8 or 10 years ago, and they were doing foam rolling, which was not that common at that time.
Oh, yeah.
I thought, here's somebody that really knows what they're doing, So I like that we do the foam rolling. And then I like that we do, the warm-up exercises.
Yes.
Yeah.
So warm-up's really good, especially when it's cold outside. It's like you're finally like getting your mind right, getting your body warmed up, so you can just do the workout as hard as you can go. Yeah,
and really as you get a little older, sometimes you get out of bed and you're kind of stiff, and I find that after I come down here, I really feel good,
Yeah.
So it's and I probably should be doing those every day at home because they just make you feel, it does warm you up and those aches go away.
Definitely. Yeah. No, they're really nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And what would you say the biggest changes you've seen in yourself are?
Well, like you say, the strength. So
strength,
I have to tell you some of the things that I have been able to do in my late 60s and early 70s. I have been able to do Ride Idaho a couple of times. I have ridden my bicycle from Seattle to Portland.
No way.
I rode in Ragbri, which is across the state of Iowa.
Okay.
And I have climbed Kilimanjaro. And I just, this last fall, rode from Pittsburgh to DC. So,
oh my gosh.
And also like when we travel and you're in a European city or something, and they don't have elevators in those older hotels. You have to carry your luggage.
Yes.
I can carry my luggage.
Yes.
And I even notice like when I'm lifting like dishes out of my dishwasher up to the cupboard, they're kind of heavy. I can feel myself engaging those same muscles.
Engaging the core.
Exactly. So I mean, really, I just, compared to a lot of my friends my age, am still able to do a lot of things. I really can still do everything, which I feel really fortunate. And I know some of that's genetic, but I also think some of it's the strength I've developed here.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. I am impressed.
Well, I told you, I never thought I could do these things. I'm kind of impressed too.
You should be. Yeah. That's definitely something to be proud of.
But I'm sure I couldn't be doing these things if I didn't come here on a regular basis. Yeah,
it's consistency as well. We'll do it.
Yes.
For sure. Okay. So as you know, we do the 21 days for $1. So just so everyone can try it out for the 21 days. What would you say to someone who is on the fence about joining?
Well, what I would say is, 21 days for $1, that's a great deal. Come down and try it because it takes more than 2 or 3 days to kind of figure out what's happening. But when I started coming here, this program was probably a little more expensive than some of the other programs I had gone to, but it was what was right for me. And that I've stuck with it. When I first came here, my goal was just to turn up every day, But it just gets to be a habit, like brushing your teeth or anything else. And I think of it as preventative. You're going to, especially at my age, you're probably going to have some health care. And I feel like I'd rather put the money up front and keep myself healthy and strong than to have to pay for drugs or things.
Definitely.
So I think it's a great deal. And I think you should come down and give it a try. I guess what I like about it is, it isn't something where it's, wow, we're going to do this. And you work really hard in 6 weeks and you're sore all the time. This is something that is really something you can do through your life.
And it's long-term.
Yes.
For sure. That's our goal. We want you to be able to touch your toes at 100 years old.
Yeah, I can still touch my toes at this point if I make it to 100.
There we go. That is awesome. Okay. And last but not least, what would be one piece of advice for someone wanting to get fit that's watching this right now?
That you're never too old to start.
Yes.
I was in my 60s when I started, and you're just never too old. And it really took me in my 60s to realize that I could do these things if I would work at building my strength and fitness. I couldn't just go out and do them.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're willing to put in the time, you can do just about anything.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, well, do you have anything else that you want to say?
No, I think that kind of covered.
You covered it all, and that is awesome.
I do really, because of my background, I love coming down here and seeing the young women who are so strong and doing these things. It just really thrills me to see that.
Yes.
And so these young girls are kind of my role models.
Oh my gosh. Definitely. It's good motivation, and it's just like, it's cool to see all ages. It is awesome where you come in and it's just like, there's no judgment. There are people that are 13 years old all the way to like just old 77, 78, and it's just crazy that they're fit. Like, someone like you would be my role model. Like, it's awesome.
It is fun. There are some people. I saw a gal who I'm pretty sure was going through chemo the whole time, and she came in. And you're right. You just see people, and there is a sense of community where everybody wants everybody to do well. And I really like that. It's not like the gyms where you see the Arnold Schwarzenegger type. This is really, I say, exercise for a lifetime. It's not like just for bodybuilding that you're going to do for a year or two. This is building, it's really building the lifestyle.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's the goal. All right. Well, thank you so much. It was great talking to you.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Let's see here. There we go.